The only reason he didn't die is because it didn't last long. Listen, this is why if you're a 3-pump chump, you got to step your game up. You could have had the home run, and instead you had to finish early. Just absolutely disrespectful. All right, let's speak episode 9 of Witch Hat after Qifrey decided to wipe the memories of an old man. Make sure you like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the episode, and you can head on over to the Patreon for my full live reactions. But don't you forget to subscribe. I know a lot of you keep watching, but you're forgetting to do that. Let's jump into this bad boy. Oh my god, it's so fucking cute. It's so fucking cute! How is this thing that adorable? Brush Buddy could commit genocide and I'd fucking ride and die for him at this point. I'm sorry to say, guys. Run, bitch! Run! God damn. I'm telling you, the magical dreams are different than our dreams. I'm telling you, this shit ain't good. You up to nefarious things. Don't you hate it when your sensei's out here dipping his pen into weird goo in the middle of the night? Oh, your mouth is... You're dead, bruh. Oh, and now we're gonna get electrocuted. You dumb son of a bitch. Like, if it would have continued, he would have been dead then. Qifrey would have died here. Yo, if they wanted you dead, you'd be dead. Listen, at this point, Qifrey just better suck him off. Don't worry, Brush Buddy. Puff Puff? It's kind of adorable, but fuck off. That's Brush Buddy, get it right. Now, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that Qifrey would have died in this episode had the cultists not let him live. Maybe I would have played devil's advocate had he not explicitly said, oh shit, I'm surrounded in water, I can't use my ink. I would have justified it. Maybe he had waterproof ink, maybe he had waterproof paper, you know, anything like that. But the only reason he survived because he decided to do a little magic late night ritual, which not only drowned him, electrocuted him. I thought the original reason he survived it was, like, you know, the vial just did its thing and it ran out of juice and he got lucky. And, you know, I could allow that. But when this creepy son of a bitch peers over like, like, Qifrey would be dead here if they wanted Qifrey dead. Now, maybe there's, you know, the devil advocate argument. Well, you know, they're not actually there. It's a hologram and, you know, it did just run out of juice. It doesn't matter. We now know Qifrey is touchable. And as much as you horn dogs want to touch Qifrey, not in the way you're thinking. This is interesting because they bait you in with Qifrey nearly dying in this episode, only to then scare you by the end with Coco being sick. And, you know, I don't think it's a coincidence that this scene happens only to end with her illness, because we know these sons of bitches are doing something to Coco, right? They be messing with her ink, they be messing probably with her mind, they be using her for their plans. It's just a matter of how much, is it just exhaustion, is it just a natural illness, or are they actually killing Coco for their pursuit of whatever it is, right? Because at the end of the day, while I don't trust these characters as far as I can throw them, I also don't trust the fucking Bandcamp looking motherfuckers who uphold the law. The whole world is very untrustworthy. Hell, even Qifrey himself is untrustworthy to a degree. And it does bring me to a point that I think we do need to discuss. I talked about it last week, but I did have some pushback against how, yes, you know, his face card definitely does make him a little more trustworthy, but in general, the anime fandom, no matter what, he could be a fat slob, would have responded the same way last week, because he's just protecting the old man by wiping his memories. People have such a fucking boner and are dripping so much from Qifrey, they refuse to accept that a big reason we trust him is because of his face card. That's why when sexual assault happens on TV, if the person is hot, they say, God, I wish that were me, and they only push back against it when the person is objectively ugly. This is what Qifrey's original design was supposed to be. A lot less handsome, and I guarantee you, I would bet every dollar I have that if that was the original design for Qifrey, it would have been a lot more evenly split on people's opinion of what happened last week with the whole memory manipulation and honestly him in general, because we have to remember the only reason Qifrey decided to spare Coco's memories wasn't from the goodness of his heart, was like, oh, I can use this girl to help me pursue my thing. I'm not saying he doesn't care for Coco, he clearly does, as seen by the end of the episode. But at the end of the day, I think he will use whatever is necessary and will do what is ever necessary to get back what he lost. Because at the end of the day, what I think we're seeing is that this is Coco grown up. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing, because at the end of the day, both of them have clearly lost things. Coco in this very episode is talking about, I need to get good, I need to rush so I can save my mom. And that's a dangerous mentality to have, because we know damn well One wrong move trying to repair a broken bone could probably obliterate an arm. Imagine trying to turn your mom from an ice abomination back to human. I don't even think Qifrey could do that spell if he had the exact fucking walkthrough on how to do it. Both of them will do whatever it takes to get back what they lost, and that's a dangerous mentality to have. That's why they are two of the three most interesting characters in the show, the third being Agott. Because the more flawed a character is in a world like this, the more interesting it is. I think these two's bond and how it's being developed is quite interesting. I mean, the fact that Agott was the only one who really was, like, concerned about, I nearly got this girl killed, which was another thing that has been very fun over the weeks. People being like, oh, no, she didn't try to kill Coco. She was just pushing her a little aggressively. It's like, okay, you could accidentally run someone over in your car and still get charged for a type of murder. I mean, it doesn't matter. And the fact that she's owning it, I can appreciate. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's definitely an argument to be made that Coco's progression is only happening because of that push. But yes, throwing someone who had no idea how to do anything into that test, sure, you can make the argument if she would have just sat there, eventually someone would have found her. But yeah, she could have died, and that death would have been on her shoulders. And the fact that she wasn't even overly mad, the fact that she went out of her way to repair the shoes, even though the shoes aren't great, but like it was to show that effort. Their friendship is quite fascinating, and I think it is the highlight of the show, if we're being 100% real. But I love the fact that all three of them, both Qifrey and these two included, are so flawed. Yes, these two are children, so they make more dumb mistakes because they're ignorant and young. But they also have these mistakes that are just like, holy shit. Like, I mean, yeah, had you listened to your mom, you wouldn't have played with magic and your mom would still be here. There's a lot of these moments, and I am generally interested how, because the Qifrey and Coco, very similar mindsets, but she has this, like, I need to be better. I need to rush in, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The thing about this world is I definitely don't think magic should be given to the general public because a lot of bad shit will happen. It definitely should be licensed, but I think where those Bandcamp looking motherfuckers are going wrong is that they are limiting it too much. No body modification at all. I don't think your average mage should be allowed to do surgery with magic the same way your average person's not allowed to do surgery on a human. I think it should be very scrutinized. It should be taught over decades of experience, because only certain things should be allowed. And I think it should be a high-kept secret, but I think there should be an expansion of what is and isn't allowed with magic. And I just think it needs more licensing and more teaching rather than a just straight-up block. Because if you just give magic to the general public, God help everyone. But if you start licensing medical doctors with magic and you have decades of experience, and there's paths forward. It's not like one side's really great over the other. And that's what's very interesting about this. I really like this show. It's incredibly thought-provoking. I think the reason I really like the magical world side of things is that it's not black and white, and the whole thing is just very complex and muddy. That cultist group could turn out to have some elements of good, but they're not just going to be completely good, I'm sure. Especially when they're completely okay with using a little girl for their whatever they need her for, which, doesn't matter if it's in pursuit of saving the world, you're still manipulating a child. Like, you're not getting a moral medal of righteousness for that one. But great episode, thought-provoking as hell. Crazy that Qifrey would have died there if they wanted him to. And now Coco's got a fever. Let's hope it doesn't kill her. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, and of course Patreon. Full reactions over there and other exclusives, because I love to give those video shout outs, so my patrons make it all possible over here on YouTube. Alright, so today we got Mr. Dreamer, Kusho, Sebastian Price, Jewel, James, Aris Coteras, Amy, and we also have Alcium. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Have a good one.